A very good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're watching us from manze. Karibu sana. This is another edition of Urban Kale and we are coming to you manze ndani ya Aubergine restaurant. This is one of the best restaurants unaweza ingia ukiwa Kericho town manze. Amazing food, amazing stuff. How's your?
Yeah, it's really nice.
All right. Yes. So I'm chilling out with some amazing ladies manze. They brought you the first episode. Wase waliongea, so leo tunataka take it a bit higher as we talk about last time tuliongelea dating, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So leo hapo kwa dating kidogo, hapo kwa relationship. Tunataka kuongelea gender roles.
Okay.
Sawa. Yeah, unajua siku hizi the work ladies manzio they are like, no, my man has to cook, my man has to weigh, my man has to
ask, is gender roles still a thing? Anyway, that can be part of the conversation. Go on.
So unasikia tu it's like wewe I'm getting this vibe of it's not a thing like wewe fanya kila kitu, you know. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I want us to discuss today. Unapata like back in the days, role ya mwanaume na mdem ilikuwa very defined. You know, a man, your place was go and look for, you know, resources to bring back to take care of to the home, and the lady of the house and
down the fort.
Yes, kabisa na kulea watoto and everything. Other stories za kubeba mtu, you know, back in the day, especially our culture, the way I know vile mimi niliona ushago, you know, no diapers, sisi tulikuwa tunatumia napkins, whatever those ones, and unapata wanaume hawakuwa wanakaribia mtoto na kubeba mtu, you know, those
kabisa. It's true.
So I want us to jump into it. So over to you guys.
Fun fact, actually, I don't even think it's it was more prominent these days, but it's still applicable now. The reason I'm saying that is because I know a guy. We were just having a conversation, a random bunch of us. He's Kale, and we were talking about babies, raising them, and then who does what. He swore on his life that he cannot change a diaper on his life. Like, I'd rather. Actually, he was explaining it and saying there's a time they were home alone, him and his dad. They literally did not cook the entire week. Literally survived on. It was even like that because that's not their setting. So it was literally bread and
milk
until the mom came back. Like, that's how so for him it's crazy for this gender roles thing to even be a conversation we're having, you know, because for him that's what do you mean, like everything is cast in stone. So bado iko somehow
inakuanga so, jump in.
Let me start. I think these things have to start from somewhere. Obviously, you know, you start out as a young, impressionable child, you know, so you become, as you know, as a result of your environment, what you see. So perhaps I don't want to be too judgy and fault those who I did perhaps grew up seeing such things. But as you also grow up, you are more exposed. So let's take it as something like cooking. Not everyone goes to campus, but you do grow up perhaps going to campus to start living on your own post-school.
There's a transition.
So you live on your own, fine. So who cooks for you? You know, who does your dishes? Who does your clothes? These things are not defined by your sex or your gender.
So it's more of life skills.
You know, I'm just thinking, it's not even, I think it is a survival thing.
Actually,
we all eat, so I think we all just require to know how to do it.
Plain and simple.
Okay, then I'll bring this aspect of, you know, like back in the day now, the element of community. You know, back in the day there was no going to school.
Okay,
You understand?
Yeah.
So, I think that kind of shaped guys to learn how to thrive in a community. You know, no one was supposed to be in isolation by himself or by herself.
So do you think they almost delegated duties?
Yes, they did.
I think they actually
they did. I mean, for the society then to function, they must have delegated it.
Yes.
Okay, mama weka nyumbani, wachunga watoto mimi nenda.
Yes.
But now are things the same? No.
Vitu zime change kidogo, you know, and that is now what forms the basis of, you know, all this. Ukiangalia pia like conflicts in the family, you know. For example, uko na job. Mimi kidogo sina, and therefore unajua role ya mwanaume kulipa rent ama kujenga nyumba and everything. But unapata right now still for the ladies mnakuanga mmekwamia sana, as in especially your part ya resources, kuleta resources and take care of whatever. As much as you are uko in a better position, you are working or whatever, you know, this thing of your money is yours and my money is ours.
My money is mine and your money is ours.
You know, nyinyi madem mnakuanga mmekwamia hapa, mtaki kutoka hapo, and yet you still want us manze to go to the kitchen and, you know, saa zingine kukuwa na watoi, as in do the things that traditionally were done by women.
Okay.
How fair is that? It's not fair.
It's not fair, and I'll agree with you. That's not fair. Yeah, I don't think if you do have the mentality that, you know, I'm going to work, then you stay at home and you do the cleaning, but then again you're also not providing, and what I'm bringing in doesn't count. You have to bring in the bigger share. And that is completely, whatever way you look at it, that is actually unfair. So you're not coming in as an equal partner.
Gangster points.
For sure.
Yeah.
I just think where the conflict comes in for most situations is since we have decided we are not doing it the old school way, right? Like we are not doing the whole thing, you're the guy, you provide, I'm the lady, so I take care of the home. Since you decided that's what we're doing, since these lines have been blurred by different things, because now, I mean, careers, all those things. What I think it just needs to be something that is communicated, because now if I am making more money, it honestly just makes sense that I would do the heavy lifting financially. I think it should be obvious. If it's not, well, I don't know. But yeah. So I think the problem comes in with, are we doing it the old school way? And if we're doing it the old school way, then let's go fully old school. If I cater for some bills and you cater for some bills, then I guess we should ideally just split whatever is still going on in the house. Like if you're going 50-50, then let's go 50-50 on everything. It's not I don't think it should be something that is communicated, so that there's no, because what you said is just outside the unfair. I don't think that
really is.
Okay.
Another thing, just to add on to that, it's not cast in stone.
Yes.
It shouldn't be something that's like setting, you know, the way. As we know, life is ups and downs, you know. One day the man has a job, the next day he doesn't.
Yeah.
The lady is the only one providing. I think in your union as a couple, you should be able to sit down and actually discuss certain things, you know. You come and say, okay, I'm not able to do this and this and this. Let's lay down. You know, you almost formulate it for yourself.
For
you know,
what
cater
works.
for your needs as the couple, and not just what society has, you know, laid down as the blueprint of how things should be.
And then there are also certain things that just honestly don't make any sense.
Yeah.
For example, there was a time it was on social, something was going around where maybe there's a man at home and he comes home, he's at home, maybe his friends came over or whatever, they cooked, they used dishes or just anything, they did stuff around the house, and maybe the lady was not around. I think for me it doesn't make sense for an adult to decide, no, because it's your work to clean up, I'm going to leave everything as it is, and then it's not logical, and then chill until you come back home and
you know, come on. Nadia, let me tell you one personally. Me, I feel like women are kuna vitu vingine tunakuanga gifted, ama well endowed to do more than us.
But then you see, now the problem with that comes in. Remember, not all women are ultra feminine.
Yes.
Not every girl is like that.
That's it.
Not every girl is tailored like that. The same way not every guy is like the typical macho, you know, old school. So what happens for that person where it's just not their vibe? How come I don't have a choice of, you know what, cooking and cleaning is maybe not my thing, then I can get someone to do it. At the end of the day, it's done.
It's like a
How is
spectrum.
that a problem? You know, we are not all like cut from the same cloth.
That is true.
There are all kinds. We are not all the same level of feminine.
But I hear you, nakupata, but still there's that element of, you will always notice, like you Sema, I've spoken to you for a long time. One of the analogies, I draw analogies from animals, because we are animals, we are mammals, right? I look at the way the animals behave, kwa shamba, naangalia makuku vile wao behave, naangalia, you know, and I'm just like, I
Tell them apart.
Yes,
the female
like
from the male.
kabisa, even from the onset. Unaona hizo vifaranga tu hivi wameanza kutembea. You will know.
Pinpoints.
Exactly.
But we are such complex beings. I think you have narrowed it down to such a basic. Because you see,
Yes,
I can
basic.
be a girl, for example, and I'm techie and I'm into gadgets and cars and all those things. And when I am given a child to take care of, I don't know where to start. And there are guys that are actually really good with babies. So does it have to be because I am a girl, I have to, like for that girl out there that is like that, you it doesn't have to be because you're female, this is what you do, because you're male, this is what you do.
So are you saying then this traditional way of doing things, the conventional way of gender roles, ilikuwa faulty in a way? Are you
I
faulting
think,
it?
actually, first let me address what you're saying. Sorry to interrupt you. Is that I would like to think that females are naturals naturally.
Thank you.
Really? For all of them?
No, I would like to say a larger percentage. And even those who, even the mere fact that they're able to birth, I think that instinct is maybe sometimes off, and almost triggered by something. But we are natural.
Okay.
And perhaps given the opportunity, that's when you're able to express it.
Okay.
Or then there are those. Still, I agree that it is a spectrum, that we all fall under that spectrum. There are those who are, uber, feminine, and there are those who are just not. And you see that even as kids growing up. But naturally, by nature, I think in our biology, somehow there is a way that we are natural, and when given something, we are able to help it grow and help it cultivate. And that is where I think the traditional way of looking at it stems.
Yes.
They must have looked at it in that way.
Yes, which is fine. And I agree, it's a system that works. But just the same way that old system was not entirely flawless, is the same way we're also finding cracks in this other new system of ours of saying certain things, like anyone can do whatever. They're not, I'm not saying either one of them is like the ideal, but they both have which comes to what I was saying. What I'm trying to express is, I'm trying to bring out choice. If you feel like this is what you want to do, then so be it. If you feel like it doesn't work for you, or you could do it a bit differently, you might as well. I think that's just my point. We should accommodate every type of girl and every type of boy that might feel differently about this whole setting.
Okay, so let's bring this closer home. You have brothers, I presume. You have brothers, okay, like siblings, najua kwenu ni wasichana peke yao, but at least you have your cousins and your dad.
Kobe.
Yes, so in terms of the way you are raised, okay, mi nitaongelelea like the way you were raised, because at least I have both. Na pia uongelelea, did you notice that there's a way your parents were intentional when it comes to, for example, a story ya coffee time, for guys, utakuja tu home saa mbili za tatu and it's okay, but for the girls, lazima useme unaenda wapi.
I know that story all too well.
Tell me about it.
And you're supposed to be back by this particular time. So that's just a bit of parenting. But now bring it in terms of gender roles. Like hapo kwa nyumba unapatanga tu ikifika ni kuosha vyombo, unasikia tu so and so msichana. Kama ni kuosha nyumba, alafu unasikia kama ni kutumwa kwenda shop ni boy. Kama kuna kitu inabebwa hapo, kama kuna ka fence kameharibika, ama something ya kurepair, it's always the dad, and plus the son, Did you notice such kind of stuff in the house?
Okay. With my dad, not so much. My dad is the one you can go into the kitchen with. In fact, on Sundays, he will pick up a mop and mop because maybe the nanny is not around.
Alright.
I didn't see that before. Thinking about now, let's say my mom. I think she's the one who's Kale. You could see, the way she would serve that. The way she would make sure she's the one who's cooked or rather organized that there is food on the table. You didn't see him in that department. What else did I see that she would take charge of? So a lot of those things informed my ideology on how those things should be done. Then I know I want my man in the kitchen. Meals. I can ask for his assistance without it having to be an issue. as a girl growing up, I didn't really grow up with a brother who we could. I'm the first boy. So hata kama nikituma shop, ama hata mimi peke yangu ndio nilikuwa kwenda kuenda or stuff like that. But I did see a lot of, chipping here and there when there was needs. Actually, maybe that's something to note, that when there was perhaps the window where there was no assistance or anything, I would see them chime in, both of them, in different aspects. Yeah.
Okay, so you see, that is the kind of background, like personally, I come from, where my boy, uko ushago, hatukanyagi jikoni, we would go, kazi yetu ni shamba, ng'ombe, fencing. The ladies are always around the house, clean, osha vyombo, osha that, So you see, sasa tuko na current society sasa where hizo vitu venye alikuwa anasema, those lines have been blurred.
Yes.
And finding a balance in order, because you see that society that was then was kind of balanced, so it would operate napata like families were stable, Families are stable. The ladies are not complaining, the guys are not complaining, they just know their roles. But right now,
what if maybe they were not complaining because it was never offered as a choice? It was just, this is how things are. Like, there was never the possibility of, maybe if this is not, I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying.
I hear you.
There was never an option. It was just how things.
And okay, but
perhaps
it was.
They didn't know any better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was that
They didn't know any better.
Okay.
I'm trying to say there was no possibility of you even raising that question because these roles were never presented as a choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just how it was. Like you said,
That's how
natural.
everyone else was going about.
The thought of it couldn't even maybe cross your mind or something.
But isn't it interesting how families and whatever were more stable then than right now when you're insisting on
Define
choice?
stable
In terms of normal, like these normal families, you would see a family operating normally, in terms of the dad does this, the lady of the house does this, the children does that, and yani hakunanga zile za mvurutano and always conflicts. Nani ameenda, the lady has left because the mzee is not doing his work. Hakukuwa na hizo madrama as much as right now.
But
Is it interesting?
That can be linked to so many other factors. Leave alone, just the reason why they were more stable then and more stable now, I don't think.
And tuangalie in context of gender roles, in terms of gender roles, I think it contribute a lot sana to the stability of the family.
because everyone knew their place.
Yes. Mnakubaliana na mimi?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let me
No,
put
for
it like
sure.
that. I get what you're
It
saying.
comes across clearly.
Yes.
Alafu sahi, like right now, when we have, we are emancipated, girl child power and all that, feminism na pia wanaume pia wamefunguka. They are like, what, I can go to the kitchen and fix my own food. I don't need a woman to do everything because the stress, it comes as a package and I don't think I can handle this. So we are living in a society where now everybody is trying to, that self-sufficiency kind of thing. And yes. But still, inhibits relationships. The impact of now not dealing with that is becoming an impediment to a relationship prospering. I don't know whether mnanielewa. Like, I know guys who wouldn't date simply because they can do everything on their own. And I know ladies when wanasema, why do I need a man? I got this on my own. Naweza fanya kitu na nilipa nyumba yangu nafanya. Why do I need a man mwenye anakuja kunistress?
I think we should be able to just accommodate all of that. And like I'm saying, the difference between the old school and us should be now there should be the possibility of choice. Like, as crazy as it may sound, if that guy feels self-sufficient on his own, and if that girl feels like, what, I can do this entirely on my own, why not? If you're fine that way, and if it is entirely a choice of yours, of course born from a very healthy place, like you're not running away from trauma or whatever, I think if that's what you truly want to do from the bottom of your heart, you might as well.
think there's what I would like to really point out that where the error could be is that it's the flawed idea of what a partner is to you.
Okay.
You know, you getting into a relationship is not based on the fact that you're getting something from someone. It's not that you are going to. You're getting a provider. You're lacking. It's not a convenience. You're lacking a provider. So you go looking for a provider. Now that you can provide for yourself, so then I don't need it. You see. So that when you look at it, then if you're getting a partner for the right reasons, whether you're self-sufficient or not, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah. Like if it's a companionship.
It's not a point of concern.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I
You
get
know?
what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it was the flawed perception of what you are looking for to get a partner. But I think in the olden days, it's because maybe girls were being sold off or being married off so that they could, you know, the father could get cows, whatever, so that they have sex, so that, you know, that sort of thing, or rather, so that the girl can go away and they are chungwe, kwingine, or something like that. I mean, there was sort of another motive, you know, to why that was happening.
Yeah.
It was not just solely for maybe love and companionship as we see it now.
I think another reason why there's also some form of aggressiveness towards, like some people are resistant towards the old traditional roles that were assigned to people is because they were presented as and even now as not equal. Like one was deemed to be better, like one was uplifted over the other. Like specific roles were deemed, like it was better to be, like it was made to look like maybe it's better to play the man roles, like to be the one providing it. And then this other role was made to, like you see how back in the day they'd say, if someone is a housewife, they'd say she doesn't have a job. But she does have a job, a 24-hour crazy job.
Homemaker.
Yeah, and that's not an easy thing because guess what? If she missed for a day, all of you would feel the difference. So I think that's another thing that also brought resistance to this whole gender roles, and people, instead of maybe weighing what works and what does not work, decided throw the whole system away for specific people. It's because now it was made to look like, oh, this is good and this is not. Like you're a housewife, you don't have a job. But him that goes to the office in the morning, he has a job. So you see, if this is made to look less than, I would want what looks less than.
Okay.
But if they're held to an equal level and made to look equally important, then maybe that person will be comfortable saying, I am a homemaker and that's what I do.
Fair point. That's a very fair point. Question. You are ladies. What is that one thing that you feel like, hata kama ni, you know, me, there's no way I'm doing. My
Zion, you keep trying to get me to incriminate myself on camera, but okay.
Well, very honest. I can never say never. Let me be honest. There's nothing that I can say I'm never willing to do.
Okay, what is that thing that is close to never?
Now, that's what I'm getting to. I know, I'll get you from this one.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You are entitled to.
I'm a sucker for, you know, the guy making the first move and the pursuing and being on the first date. That's all I ask for.
Okay.
That's it. You know, planning and financing the first date.
So wale wameangalia Nadia, now you know. Okay.
Now you know.
That's it. Everything else, I mean, as we go along, you know, I think it just shows some sort of intention for me. It translates to sort of intention, you know. It's a simple pursuit, you know, a little
the old
chase,
school,
you know?
good old.
Yeah,
yes.
That's the only thing that I'm holding on to. Like, I really don't want to bend.
Hata kama umependa msema, you just look at this guy, manzi.
It's like, imagine it could be as simple as him saying, imagine, Nadia, I just want to buy you an easy and take you out for a walk. And imagine that expresses the same sort of, you know?
But he wouldn't make the first move. Watch a guy.
But never, I'm never saying never, you never know. Never know.
Alright. For you, incriminate yourself.
Can I come up with anything off the top of my head? I Akime and Nadia are literally the same person. I want to say what you said, but no, as in like let me not.
Yeah, it has to.
But full respect to girls that shoot their shots.
Yeah.
I could never, but full respect. Full respect. By
It's
the
true. It's a friend of mine.
Thank you. Short.
yeah,
Shout
shoot
out
your
to
shot.
you, Aida. So
This is the worst thing that can happen. It's basically
Rejection.
I mean, rejection.
I don't know.
I mean,
Rejection is not
saying no.
yeah. Imagine.
Okay, no. I mean, for me, I don't think it's
Okay,
the worst. That's not I think when you're also going for someone, you kind of have you should have some sort of like what's this person's response like? Like
should be able to take a note.
Yeah.
So imagine a situation where your or let me say partner. I don't know. Let me use the word partner. Is at a she's feels like it could be because of work or it could be because of anything else, but she just feels like the homemaking part is not her cup of tea. But because work and because finances and nowadays all the things that we have, she can get people to do it or something like there's a solution. She's not doing it first time. Does that work for you?
hapo ndo unapatanga sasa mwanaume ameweka bibi wa pili, you know. There's something about
it's
there's
okay.
something about men. There's something about men wanting to be, you know, you see the way there's a girl in you, in every woman. Just comes msichana inside her that wants to be taken care of. Yes, that must be taken care of. It's the same thing for. I'm speaking for men. I think it is the same thing for every man, because if all I'm seeing, you know, now that the way you've been conditioned, right? If all I'm seeing is like, you know, the lady doing this, doing that, taking care of the masculine roles in the house. So it's like we are two men in the house. And that kind, as much as I love this chick, but still, manzeni kama ndiko na mwanaume mwingine kwa I want to feel the feminine side,
energy, that aura.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
did I say aura? Aura. Sorry.
Whatever. So if mwingine aletwe hapo and she does it well, I will naturally gravitate.
You think so? It's you ask things are natural.
Yes.
Okay. But when you see it this way, your wife is the one who's actually facilitating all these things. You know, as much as you're saying maybe they have to listen, it's under your wife's instruction.
Yeah. So already I should put blessings.
Sorry?
Ashanipea blessings za kumfond. Sienda amefacilitate.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So in the same way, do you think, okay, if another man was to come in, maybe the guardian, the guardian and play out the masculine, fix the taps, fix the things that the man is missing, I think the woman would naturally gravitate.
If I'm failing in most of it, I think she would. I think she would.
Okay.
Let me tell you, kuna something about being a man, something about being a woman that inakwanga tu inatuletanga pamoja. And now some of those things ikiendelea sana, if I'm failing in something, I'm always out, I'm always you know, overseeing the next project. I'm always alafu kuna mjamaa hapo manze hapo kwa nyumba doing all these things. Somehow, you know, because now there's a part that my woman is kind of missing, and I'm not playing that way, you know. So nature takes its course, manze. We are very vulnerable as human beings. I know we are intelligent, but until that situation, if you have a context for long, you will realize.
I think what I would say is to each their own.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Whatever works.
There's something that you read before we started this about, you know, the thing of absolute truth. If we live, we lead lives as if there is nothing like absolute truth, then I don't know how you put it, you know. I think there is actually absolute truth, and even in terms of now relationships, because relationships is not necessarily artista chali na demu yake, you know, you relate with your brothers and siblings, your parents, you know, we are meant to thrive in a community and relate to each other. And I feel like we cannot just, you know, put out a general whatever ya kusema hivi ndio itakuwa, you know. And the danger of now to each their own, I feel like
It
our
is that
yes.
society that lacks that absolute.
Yes, that absolutely is the way it operates. I think there has to be. I mean, I look at almost every other aspect and it blows my mind how nature by law is balanced. And therefore, even when it comes to gender roles, I feel like we need to get a balance. You understand? We need to get a balance in order for us now to thrive in that particular.
Also, I think what you're saying, not a balance per se, because even with their own people will suggest that people should get their own balance, but more of like a skeleton. You know, like a baseline
framework,
a basic framework. I think, as you say, you know, something that is an absolute truth for everyone. Or am I getting that right?
Yes, that is actually what I'm saying.
You know, an absolute. Like, even what Audrey and I were just saying, everyone has their own opinion, you know, and we strive for that to be the truth, you know.
When it's not necessarily
true, or the truth that can be followed by everyone in society. But I also agree, by nature, think of the home, you know, the institution of, you know, a family, a home. There cannot be two heads, per se. You know, you cannot have the daddy head, mommy head, and then you have a kawan neck, and then you have children.
That's a scary
looking, you know?
Yeah.
I think biblically, from where I derive my sort of framework, or this you know, this skeleton. I think just how we look at it. The man being the head of the home, you know, and the woman the neck, you know? And then now the children and the rest of them. And only to say, not to say that now the head is also more important. I mean, not the neck, what's a head without a neck? Or a head without a body? Truthful, you know? But it is also just to give it some sort of structure. That he is, in essence, leading the home. And a leader is not selfish or put in that, you know, to be above all.
They serve.
They serve. In fact, in essence, it is service to others. So I do believe that there is an absolute truth that which is now that the home is not just two people coming together in a power struggle
between two people.
The man and the woman. It has to have some sort of structure, which is that.
And that works. The part where I think we go wrong is when this structure is projected to every other platform of our existence. You know, when it's just not a home thing, and then one gender or one whatever is made to look better than the other. The same thing I was saying about the rules. When one role is uplifted over the other, obviously no one will want to run the role that looks less. So you see, if that balance is created harmoniously, then at that point it works. And the only way it will work like that is if everyone is satisfied in what they do and in the role they play. That's why the reason I say to each their own is so that it's able to accommodate the people that do not necessarily fit this streamlined thing that we have for everyone. There's that basic structure that works, that system that is ideally maybe what is supposed to be the standard, but applies for very particular contexts, and for those that are out of the norm, they should be able to be accommodated as well.
The story Mishakafunga. Like, well put. I totally agree with what you guys are saying. So I don't know, maybe we'll leave it to the guys watching us, manze. Can you comment hapo chini? Leave a comment, alafu by the way, your social media handles so that guys can.
Yeah, so follow me at Azzam_Nadia on
Instagram.
Facebook as well, Nadia Azzam. Yeah, link up there.
Mine
Shamarus.
is on Instagram and Shamarus. And then Facebook is just my name.
You know what actually Shamarus means?
My mother told me it means a dark skinned girl.
Okay, but you're not that dark skin. You know
but
what?
I am still dark skinned.
You
and my
are,
melanin.
there is actually a name for you, the kind of skin tone.
Okay, tell me, I changed my hand.
Somebody who is now this kind of
not like Chelsea. But I've bonded with Chemaris. I don't know if I can change. I've bonded.
I'm a again. Anyway, so Yeah.
So Chesitien.
Yes, N.
Chesitien.
I should look for mine. What's mine?
Chemalel.
Okay, cool.
Chemalel. Anyway, sawa. Umesema umepatana zote?
Yes.
Facebook.
Audrey Tele. Yeah.
Okay. Yangu ni Zion_SAN on Instagram, Twitter, alafu Zion San on Facebook. Otherwise, manzeni nimeshukuru sana. You guys have been amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Alright. Thank you, manze. Tunashukuru sana. Until next time. See you. Bye. Sema bye.
Bye.